My name is Sarah, and I'm 40 years old. I'm standing in my dairy farm, looking at the hills and feeling the peace around me. But my journey here wasn't easy. 20 years ago, something really painful happened. My dad didn't want me anymore. That memory hurts, but it also started the life I was meant to have. When I was a kid, I lived in a big, busy city. My dad was a big deal at his work, and my mom stayed at home. They cared a lot about looking good and being successful. My older sister, Emily, was perfect in their eyes. She was smart and good at everything, but I was different. I liked to ask questions and be free. I always felt like I didn't belong in my own family. Growing up was lonely for me. My parents always talked about how great Emily was, and I felt invisible. They liked her more, and it was obvious. They were happy with her and disappointed with me. This made me feel really sad and alone. I just wanted to find a place where I felt like I belonged. In high school, I wanted to get away from all that. So I joined a program to work on a dairy farm. My parents didn't like it. They thought it was just me being difficult, but I was determined. The program took me to a farm far away from the city and my family's high expectations. The farm was amazing. It was owned by the Martins, who were so nice and different from my family. Their son, Michael, helped me learn about farming. He taught me how to milk cows and take care of the fields. I loved the simple, honest life there. The Martins were kind to me. They listened to me, cared about what I thought, and were happy when I did well. This was new to me and felt really good. I started loving the farm life. I felt a strong connection to the land and the animals. I was happy doing the work every day. I felt like I had found my passion. Michael and his family were like the family I always wanted. They gave me the love and support I needed. When I went back home, my love for farming caused problems. My dad especially couldn't understand why I wanted to be a farmer. He got really angry when I told him I wanted to do it as my job. He said I had to stop dreaming or leave our family. It was a hard choice, but I chose my dream. Leaving home was painful, but also freeing. I was leaving behind not just my family, but also all the bad feelings from my childhood. I wanted to start a life that was really mine, based on what I learned from the Martins. For the next 20 years, I worked really hard to make my own dairy farm. It wasn't easy. I had to learn a lot and face people who didn't think I could do it. But I kept going. The Martins had taught me so much. Now, looking at my farm, I feel so proud and happy. My journey wasn't just about making a farm. It was about finding who I am, finding a family that really cared, and a place where I fit in. I used the hard times from my past to build a good future. I made this life with my own hands, with love and hard work. I remember leaving my family home like it was yesterday. It wasn't just a change of address. It was the start of a completely new chapter in my life, one where I began to understand who I really was. In this new world, the bond I shared with Michael became my anchor, my safe haven. Our friendship, which had started amidst the daily chores on the dairy farm, blossomed into something deeper and more meaningful through the letters we exchanged. Each letter was a window into our souls, a testament to our shared dreams and unwavering support for each other. This exchange of words and emotions laid the foundation for a love that would become the bedrock of my future. At the same time, I was finding my footing in the academic world. My determination, which had been a beacon during the turbulent times of my youth, now propelled me forward academically. I remember the day I received the results of my university entrance exams. I had passed with flying colors, a feat that I hoped would bridge the widening gap between me and my family. But when I shared this news with my parents, their reaction was far from what I had hoped for. My father, in particular, was incensed. He saw my academic pursuit as a defiance of his wishes, a continuation of the rebellious path I had chosen. His refusal to support my education was a clear message. I was on my own. That moment with my father was pivotal. It was painful, yes, but it also solidified something within me. It was the final push I needed to step out of the shadow of my family's expectations and walk my own path. In this challenging period of my life, Michael and his parents became more than just a support system. They became my family. They encouraged me in my pursuit of higher education, providing not just emotional but also financial support. Their belief in me filled the void left by my estranged family. As I navigated through college, my relationship with Michael flourished. We were two people on parallel journeys, me delving into the world of academia, and Michael dedicating himself to the family farm. Our shared values and aspirations for a life rooted in simplicity and honesty away from the superficiality of my upbringing deepened our connection. What had started as a friendship on a dairy farm had now transformed into a profound love. The decision to marry was a natural progression of our journey together. Our wedding was a celebration of this journey, a joyful occasion marked by the warmth and acceptance of Michael's family. It was a stark contrast to the cold estrangement I felt for my own family. Following our marriage, my life with Michael was a tapestry of love, hard work, and shared dreams. We poured our hearts and souls into the farm, expanding it and integrating modern sustainable practices, while holding on to the traditional values that had first drawn me to this way of life. Together, we created a home that was nurturing and loving, the polar opposite of the environment in which I had grown up. However, the shadow of my estranged relationship with my biological family never quite left me. As the years passed, a complex mix of unresolved feelings and a deep-seated need for closure gnawed at me. Eventually, I decided it was time to confront these feelings head-on. I needed to visit my family home, not to reconcile, but to seek an understanding, to find some semblance of peace. Michael, ever my rock, accompanied me on this visit. I had hoped for some level of understanding, if not acceptance, but what we encountered was far from it. My family's attitudes had not changed. Their disdain for my life choices was as palpable as ever. The visit was tense and painful, a stark reminder of the emotional and ideological chasm that had grown over the years. Their ridicule of my life with Michael, the dismissal of our hard-earned accomplishments, and the fulfilling life we had built together cut deeper than I had anticipated. Leaving my family home that day, I knew that this chapter of my life had to close for good. It was clear that the values and lifestyle I cherished were diametrically opposed to those of my family. Their ridicule and lack of understanding only served to reinforce the conviction in the choices I had made. Cutting ties with my biological family was not a decision made lightly, but it was necessary. It was a step towards protecting the life I had built with Michael, a life filled with love, purpose, and a sense of belonging that I had longed for since childhood. In letting go of the hope for my family's acceptance, I found a new sense of freedom. It was as if a weight had been lifted off. After that tough visit with my family, coming back to the farm felt different. It felt like I was really coming home. I saw everything in a new light. The farm, the life I had with Michael, it all meant so much more now. I understood that family isn't just about who you're related to by blood. It's about who stands by you, who loves and supports you, and shares your values. This tough time brought Michael and me even closer. We both knew we had something special in each other and the family we chose. Looking back, I could see how everything I went through, all the pain and rejection, had shaped me. It taught me to follow my heart, to live life on my own terms, and what family and belonging truly mean. With these lessons, I felt ready for whatever the future held, with Michael by my side. After college, my life took an exciting turn. My love for dairy farming and everything I learned over the years helped us grow our business. Michael and I worked together to expand our farm into something really great. We started selling products made from our cows, like artisan cheeses and high-quality meats. People loved them. They were not just tasty, but also made with care for the environment. Our products got a lot of attention. People were interested in my story, how I went from city girl to successful farmer. Our farm was even featured in magazines and on TV. They talked about how we farmed ethically and made great products, but with success came unexpected challenges. One day, I got a call from Emily, my sister. I hadn't heard from her in years. She sounded desperate. She was trying to start her own business, but was struggling. She knew about my success and wanted my help. This put me in a tough spot. Remembering all the years she and my parents ignored and ridiculed me, her call felt like a slap in the face. After a lot of thinking, I decided to say no. I couldn't forget how supportive my in-laws had been and how my own family only reached out when they needed something. Not long after, my parents also came back into my life. They wanted money, acting like they had a right to it. This made me both angry and sad. The pain of their rejection came back all over again. It made me sure about keeping them out of my life. Things got even more difficult when my family showed up at my house unannounced. They just stood there, asking for money, not caring about me at all. With Michael beside me, I faced them. I told them no, explaining that they weren't there when I needed them and didn't respect my choices. Keeping them away wasn't just a choice, it was something I needed to do for myself. That confrontation was hard, but it also felt like closing a chapter. It made me realize that my real success wasn't just the farm or the business, but the life full of real relationships, love, and respect I had built, something my biological family never gave me. After they left, I found comfort in my work and in Michael. We kept growing our business, focusing on new ideas and caring for the environment. We also got more involved in our community. We shared our knowledge with other farmers and local businesses. Our farm became more than just a place to work. It became a place where people came together to support and help each other. As I sat on the porch of our farm, looking out at the fields, I couldn't help but reflect on my life so far. I thought about my family, the one I was born into, and how complex our relationships had been. I realized that I couldn't change my past or how my family saw things, but I could choose how I reacted to it all. Instead of letting the hurt and disappointment control me, I decided to use it to build something positive, a life that reflected my own values and dreams. This journey made me appreciate what I found in Michael and his parents even more. They showed me what a real family is like, one that loves and supports you no matter what. This realization made me even more determined to protect and care for the life we had built together, a life of purpose, hard work, honesty, and kindness. Looking into the future, I felt a sense of peace and confidence. I knew there would be more challenges, but I also knew I was strong enough to face them. My journey from a lonely, misunderstood child to a successful, independent woman wasn't easy, but it shaped who I am today. And I'm proud of that. With this knowledge, I continue to live my life true to myself, surrounded by the people who really mattered. Life on the farm kept getting better. Our dairy business, built on sustainable practices and a commitment to quality, became more successful every day. It was more than just a business to me. It was proof of my resilience and dedication to living a life true to my values. My personal life grew just as beautifully. My relationship with Michael turned into a deep, lasting partnership. We raised our children on the farm, teaching them the importance of hard work, integrity, and compassion. They grew up knowing how to care for the land and animals, understanding the value of honest work, and appreciating the beauty of nature. The joy and fulfillment I found in my life with Michael and our kids was something I never had before. I also reconnected with other relatives, like my cousin, who I hadn't seen in years. We had a lot in common, and our relationship was based on real love and respect, so different from what I had with my parents and sister. My cousin, who had also chosen a unique path in life, understood me in ways no one else did. This bond added more warmth and support to my life. These connections helped me see that family is about more than just blood. It's about the people who stand by you, share your dreams and values, and respect you as a person. My life became a perfect example of this, a family built on respect, understanding, and unconditional support. My story, with all its ups and downs, inspired many people. I started sharing my experiences, talking at community events and schools. I encouraged others, especially young people, to follow their passions and stay true to themselves, no matter what others expect of them. My story also showed the importance of being resilient. I faced many challenges, like being rejected by my biological family and the struggles of starting my business. But I kept going, supported by my dreams and the people who cared about me. This resilience was something I wanted to pass on to my children and anyone who heard my story. As our business grew, Michael and I made sure to help our community. We started programs to mentor young farmers and entrepreneurs. We also got involved in local projects, promoting sustainable farming and supporting local businesses. In quiet moments, I'd often thought about my life's journey, from feeling alone and misunderstood in the city to finding happiness and success in the countryside. My path showed the power of following your heart. It was filled with hard choices, unexpected turns, and the discovery of what's truly important in life. My story, while unique to me, was universal in its themes of finding yourself, being strong, and searching for a meaningful life. It reminded me that we can't choose where we come from, but we can choose how we respond. We can chase our dreams, build our own families, and create our own happiness. Looking out over our thriving farm, surrounded by the family and community I loved, I felt incredibly grateful and fulfilled. My life, once filled with uncertainty and pain, was now a story of triumph and joy. By sharing my story, I hope to show others that with bravery, strength, and the support of loved ones, you can overcome tough times and build a life full of love,